Welcome back, guys, to another adventure with members of the Florida Powerboat Club. Stu Jones and producer Ryan McCoy here in the Man Cave in Pompano Beach, bringing you now episode number 2 with feature coverage of the annual Tampa Bay Poker Run, the 13th edition of this event. And we have all of the highlights of this 3-day agenda, which begins on Thursday, runs through Sunday with a Friday fun run and a big poker run on Saturday. It's time to get started, but before we do that, let's thank our sponsors. Our presenting sponsor for the FPC 2023 series of events is Mercury Racing, celebrating 50 years of wide open. And by these sponsors, in alphabetical order, Big Thunder Marine, Blackwater Boats, Cigarette Racing Team, Concept Boats, Deep Impact Custom Boats, Doug Wright Power Boats, Fountain Power Boats, Midnight Express Boats, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, Plantation Boat Mart, SD Marine Group Isla Morada, along with Statement Marine, our local performance boat builder from right here in the Tampa Bay area. And we are going to immediately get back out on the waterways as we wrap up the Friday fun run. Always a big hit with the club members getting out and really shaking the boats down and getting out on the Tampa Bay waters. Flying in this R-44 from Peter O'Knight Airport as we get out on the Tampa Bay waters. And we had a slow start today for the helicopter because of that haze, making it very difficult to fly. Joining Mark and Eileen Fisher now on this Deep Impact 399. It's a loaner boat today. They borrowed the boat from club member Paul Bertucci. This is Beer Money 2, a Deep Impact 399 that was brought all the way from Gulfport, Mississippi, so that the Fishers could enjoy this 399 on the Tampa Bay Poker Run. And of course, we're starting to see a lot more of these Deep Impact 399s. They come in a cabin model and an open sport model, many of them now being powered with the bigger Mercury Racing 450Rs. We've got a lot of them lined up to do our next event, the Key West Poker Run, taking place this November. And we very much look forward to that event because we've got a fantastic sponsor dock at the Conch Republic Seafood Company, where we'll have at least 2 new Deep Impact models on display. And if you want to purchase one of these Deep Impact models, it goes through their exclusive dealer, which is Plantation Boat Mart, located in Tavernier in the Florida Keys. And now let's say hi to Gary and Troy Karwowski and Team Loaded Deck. This is a 2018 Mystic M4200 model, triple 350 Verados. They said that they purchased the boat in January of 22, and since then they've had a chance to do 2 poker runs with the club in their first year of ownership. That was Tampa and also Key West in 22. They said they had a great time, and that's the reason they're back here in Tampa for the 2023 edition. And they said in their video bio that they had a fantastic run, and one of the highlights for them was seeing the helicopter follow them about 10 feet off the water. Well, I'm guessing the helicopter here is about 6 feet off the water. I hope he doesn't get any closer to this Mystic. Might chip that nice paint job. And just a quick aerial shot of our friends at Marjorie Park Marina on Davis Island. We had to sit out this year. They had damage from a recent hurricane. The floating docks were not accessible, but they promised they'll have them fixed for next year, and we'll be able to put about another 10 or 15 boats over here at Marjorie Park. And some nice, cool aerials that really give you an establishing shot of the Tampa Bay downtown area. There's Tampa way off in the distance, but we're now back out on the Bay waters, now chasing down Team MAIDEN America. This is a 42-foot Fountain Lightning. Nice to see Mark and Spencer Headley from Ohio back joining us on the run. They've always loved this Tampa event. Look at that rooster tail. But let's listen to these big 700s. Well, it's nice to see that the club president likes to get out and have a little fun also, now running this Flight 1130 38-foot cigarette Top Gun, completely repowered with Mercury Racing 565s. It's now event number 4 on our tour, which began back on the Key West Poker Run in 2022. We hit January, February, March, and now April. So technically, I guess it's our 5th run now, and logging some trouble-free hours with these Mercury Racing 565s. XR drives DTS digital throttle and shift, and of course ITS with the internal hydraulic steering. I'm loving the boat. It's looking great and running great. And of course, we've got my son Tyler on board today with the FPC girls. Jackie is cooling off in the air conditioning. She says she's had enough boating for a little while. I'll go out and have some fun. So that's exactly what we did. And it is another cigarette, but this time it's a center console. Jeff and Brenda Jacobs in their 39 GTS model. Triple J's, as they call it, and it's got Triple Mercury Racing 450Rs. They have done a lot of poker runs in this boat. And what I like about this family is that they really make poker runs a family affair. Always bringing their kids along and always have another couple or two. So it's a full boat, and that's why you want to own a center console. But they have done so many runs all the way from the Florida Keys, now over here in Tampa. And I saw that they have just recently registered for the Emerald Coast Poker Run way up in Destin, Florida. So they are really getting around with this 39 cigarette. Not to mention they're from Maryland, but spend a lot of time in Florida as well. So a family that loves power boating, and nice to see them here at the Tampa Bay Run and looking sharp. And another team that's a long way from home, Mike Shasuli from New Jersey in this 39-foot MTI Team MAXON Auto Group. That is the name of his car dealership in New Jersey. And I do want to say that Mike has been very active with the club for over 2 decades and owning so many boats I have lost track, and I bet you he has too. But he's always loved fast catamarans, but apparently this 39 MTI with Mercury Racing 450Rs is doing him just fine. He's been all over with the club doing a lot of poker runs with us. But, you know, I want to point out that Mike, along with so many of these other people, have come from a long ways to be here. And that's what I love about these Florida events. People love to come to Florida to go powerboating, and they love joining FPC. And they'll travel 500, 600, 1,000, 1,200 miles to join us. And that's what I love about our FPC members. So thanks to Mike for his 2 decades or more of support with Florida Powerboat Club. And I know he's got many years left in him. And on that very subject of where all of these club members came from, I will share with you in episode 3 our By the Numbers sequence, which tells you where everybody came from, including all the details about the different manufacturers and boats attending. And it's the moment we've all been waiting for. Red Reynolds has returned now with Lady Lisa, his latest Lady Lisa. He's had several, but this one is a 56-foot Nortec Flyer Quad Mercury V12 600s. That's 2,400 horsepower, and that is one amazing ride. Nothing really quite like it. The only one that has been built so far. And Red is known for his bright red boats. The last one was an 80-foot Nortec, if you remember that. But I think that this 56 is a little more suited to his boating lifestyle. He can drive the boat himself, and he's got a big crew on board still, joined by the Erickson family from Erickson Marine, Kim Erickson, Chris Erickson, Bill Erickson, and Red asked me to introduce the rest of his crew. That includes Glenn Kennedy, Captain Mike Constantino, Biggie Reynolds, and Lisa Reynolds, and of course Red Reynolds himself, who I'm proud to say has been in the Florida Powerboat Club since 1997. And back then it was a 47-foot Fountain Lightning, and I remember joining Red and going all the way to the Bahamas with him, and I believe it was the summer of 1997. So that really dates us. But above all, I believe that it illustrates Red's loyalty for the Florida Powerboat Club and, of course, his passion for the powerboating lifestyle. And special thanks to Miss Kimberly for her very elegant pose. Well, I guess by now we're pretty accustomed to seeing this team around. Chris and Shelby Mattingly from Kentucky, 43-foot Midnight Express, 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs, and they have been loving this big Midnight Express. It's a Solstice model, and you cannot beat these graphics. The paint and graphics on this boat are amazing, how they are color matched on the sides of the boat to the engine cowlings, and I love that big lime green arch going up. So this boat is completely decked out, and they do a lot of poker runs with this Midnight Express. Looking back at 2022, I believe they did the Miami Boat Show Poker Run, followed by the Tampa Run, Emerald Coast in September, and the Key West Run in November. They have got a fantastic attendance record. And a very special welcome to Kurt Watkins and his first mate Regina here in this Nortec 390 Sport Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. And one thing I can say about Kurt, he loves going fast, and this Nortec is just the perfect platform. He spends most of his winter months in South Florida, where he's got a home in Boca Raton. He does a lot of events with us, and then in the summertime it's off to Cape Cod, where really he grew up in New England area, so he loves going up to Cape Cod. In fact, Jackie and I were able to visit Kurt and Regina this summer. We got to see all of these sites like Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. So thanks to Kurt for really showing us his backyard. We did it all on this very same Nortec 390. And it's another one of the Jersey boys, Zach Polsky, along with Chrissy, in this 43-foot Midnight Express Solstice models, 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. You gotta love the bright red color and graphics of this boat with the matching engine cowlings. He put on a good show at the Key West Poker Run back in November, joined us in February for the Miami run, and here he is again in Tampa. So I believe that will wrap up our Friday afternoon aerial segment. Quick shot here of Beer Can Island, one of the hot spots for local boaters. You should see this place on a Saturday or a Sunday. It is a big party going on here. And a quick flyover of the Tampa Convention Center here in downtown Tampa Harbor. And a big thank you to the folks at Tampa Convention Center for once again allowing us to use their marina for our venue. One of those docks had some access issues due to construction, but we're happy to report that all that's finished now. When we return in 2024, we'll have full access to all of the docks here. Now let's welcome Eric Lemoyne, one of our local teams, and in a Midnight Express 43 Open. This one's powered by 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. And we got to give Eric credit for helping Midnight Express get a great showing here. They had a total of 5 boats come in from out of town, but thanks to the 2 local entries, they got their numbers up to 7 Midnight Express boats registered for the event. And this one is absolutely beautiful with this Ferrari red. And I was very happy to see this team return after a long absence from the club, Tony and Laura Toskov in Team Joint Venture. And they are another team that joined us from Maryland. But it's the first time we've seen this Nortec 390 way back when Tony used to do runs with the club in his 36-foot skater. And the people that are riding on board today, it's also their first time doing a poker run, so a lot of excitement today for this crew. Well, the good news is they didn't have to trailer here. They drove the boat from their Florida home in Punta Gorda. And here's a team that likes to join us in Tampa every year. Brad Hancock from Georgia and Team All Hail, 43-foot Midnight. And a big shout out to the spirited lady on the bow. Well, that is our own Amy Plumstead, FPC Hospitality Manager, out for a fun day on the Midnight. And it was an amazing turnout for Midnight Express at this Tampa event with 7 registered Midnight Express boats. Stick around, we've got a great shot of all of them docked together just a little later in the show. And it's a big welcome back to Tony and Jessica Gilo and Team NINO. It's another 43-foot Midnight Express, a 2020 model, and it is a carbon fiber hull. And combine that with Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs, you have the perfect poker run package. And yes, indeed, we do see that life jacket. We're very happy to see the cooperation from everybody on wearing the life jackets on this team that came from Dunedin, Florida. And it's George Ariano with his new Outer Limits. Well, at least new to him. He bought the boat last summer. It launched at the Emerald Coast Poker Run, and now we see it now several months later showing up here at the Tampa Bay Poker Run. It's got some big Mercury Racing 700s, and it just rumbles even when it's going 2 miles an hour. Let's listen in. And it's one more time for the Jacobs family here on this beautiful Saturday morning. Jeff and Brenda from Maryland in their 39-foot cigarette GTS team Triple J's. And once again, thumbs up to the entire team for wearing those life jackets. And now it's Tommy Frund all the way from Long Island, New York, showing off his brand new MTI 390X. His last MTI was a 340X model. And as the FPC girls hand out his poker card, I'm standing here taking a closer look at the graphics on this boat. The paint and graphics look spectacular, and I love how the engine cowlings are color coordinated to that blue. And with a closer look now, this is when I start making my President's Choice Awards for many categories, and I think this one is a contender for Best Paint and Graphics. And it is yet another MTI 390X, a strong showing from Marine Technology here at this event, due to the popularity of this 390X model. This is Mikey Boyle from New Jersey, who also spends a lot of time at his Cape Coral home in Florida. But new to him now, this 390X, he spent a lot of time in a 34 Pellini Cat, but he's really stepped up this game with this 39 pair of Mercury Racing 450Rs, and this crew is ready for a fun day on the water. And as always, George Ariano usually registers between 2 and 3 boats for every poker run. This time it's 151 Express, his brand new MTI 390X. Well, what's different about this one, guys? It's a full race canopy setup. That's because George is getting ready to race the 450 class. George always tells me that he likes to use the poker runs as a good shakedown for these race boats, and there's a big race in Marathon just around the corner. And now everyone loves a Nortec Super Cat, but this one is very special. Frank Sheelan came all the way from Germany to join us, and he's been on all kinds of poker runs. Listen to these big 700s. And a very special welcome to Chad and Nadia Van Tilburg, Team High Limit. It's a 44 concept, and right now I know you're not thinking about the boat because they have got one spirited crew member up there getting the cards, and this just might win them the most enthusiastic team. Again, they've already won it once before. Chad loves the fact that he has put more speakers in this concept than any other concept build to date. He says that goes back to his days managing a Circuit City where he oversaw car stereo installations. And it is yet another beautiful concept, 4400 Eric Avila from the factory, along with Miss Priscilla up on the bow, who's going to reach out and get that card. They came all the way from Miami to join us, and we want to thank them for their continued support. And this new partnership between FPC and Concept has been a win-win situation for everybody. We're seeing more concepts on our poker runs than ever before. Just around the corner, we'll be returning to Emerald Coast, where we had 7 concepts registered at one poker run. And looking at this beautiful paint job, this boat is certainly a contender for the best paint and graphics. And a very special welcome to David and Brenda Giles and Team Special K. This is a 2022 39-foot Nortec 390 Sport with Quad Mercury Racing 450s. And they didn't have to travel very far. They live here locally in Tierra Verde. And in their video bio, they said their favorite thing about powerboating is the speed and the fellowship with friends. And this is the second Nortec that they've owned, and David wanted me to mention that both of the boats were designed by his wife, Brenda. And nice work, Brenda. We all know that the ladies have more style. Now let's welcome Brandon Mayer and Team Sweetwater. It's a 40-foot Mystic Cat, Twin Mercury Racing 450Rs, and they must love this model because it's actually their second one that they've owned now, but this time it's a Mystic 40-foot Carbon Edition. Brandon says he loves the cockpit layout and the big windshield, so you know you can have everybody seated in the cockpit and carry on a normal conversation even while you're at speed. And Brandon mentioned that he likes the boat ramp facilities at Davis Island. Now let's welcome Marty and Martina Reisky and Team Great White, another 44-foot concept, and that's their very first poker run, so nice to have them join us. Well, I gotta say, Marty, you're getting off to a good start with the club with this lovely crew. They're joined by friends Luke and Julie Drazik, along with Andrea and Bruce Mullins. Marty's favorite things about powerboating? Speed, loud music, bikinis, and great people. Gotta love that. Now let's welcome Brett and Tricia Patterson in Deep Inner 369 Deep Impact. They came up from Cape Coral. This is a 2023 Deep Impact 369 Sport model with triple 300Rs, which is a perfect engine package. Love the colors. And it is their first time in Tampa, but not their first rodeo with the club. They joined us for the Key West Poker Run back in November. Looks like it's just a couple's weekend. Let's say hi again to Mark and Eileen Fisher in this Team Deep Impact, also known as Team Beer Money 2. Eileen Fisher reaching out for that lucky poker card. And why is it that they had to borrow Paul's boat? Well, that's because they're waiting for their new one. It's being built now. It's going to be a 369 Sport model. We plan to see that new model at the Key West Poker Run this fall. Meanwhile, it looks like Beer Money 2 is going to make its way back to Destin for the Emerald Coast Poker Run. Well, it's time to get the run started as we do a little putt-putt through the Seddon Channel here. Alan Lima alongside here in this 38-foot cigarette. So nice to have a 94 Top Gun riding alongside my 2000 model year Top Gun. But more importantly, Alan Lima coming all the way from Miami to join us. We've got a low ceiling today. It doesn't look like it looking at this blue sky, but the helicopter could not fly for the first 2 hours of the morning. Here we are on board 1130 going underneath the Tampa Bay Skyway. Destination is poker card number 2, which is a Viking sport yacht on an anchor near Egmont Key. And here we are now on location. That's Egmont Key in the background. Special thanks to Steve Turner and his crew with this 65-foot Viking sport yacht. And what an amazing crew that Steve assembled for this card exchange today. You know, it's more fun for us as poker runners when we can come up to a boat that is a checkpoint boat like this, and you have a boat full of people that are just having the party of a lifetime on this Saturday morning, and it really just energizes the event for everybody. And we got our hobby horse girl here. You notice how the girls take turns handing out the cards, which is also nice. Mike Chasuli now pulling up to get his card. I know that the crew on the yacht were really concerned that Jimmy was going to fall off the boat. It's like, why is he walking out on the boat? Because it's what we do. It's how we get the cards, you know. But a beautiful 65-foot Viking. Special thanks to Steve Turner and his crew. And we got so lucky on the sea conditions today because, you know, we've been out here at Egmont Key before where we could barely hold on. You know, rough conditions. I remember last year, the year before, was really rough out here, but this year it's so calm and beautiful, giving everyone a chance to just pull up to the boat nice and smoothly here as Tony Taskov and his crew just putt up to the boat to reach out for their card. And I was able to sit here in the cigarette just maybe 15, 20 feet away and get some nice photos of and videos of the teams as they got up to get their cards. So in the absence of a helicopter or a drone, at this point it's time to get whatever you can get. And I do want to thank the crew members on Why Not for pulling out their iPhones and at least getting us some videos as the teams come up one by one. There's Jim Wiley pulling up in his MTI 390, and here comes Marty and Martini Reisky on their Concept 4400 Team Great White. God, oh, you gotta love that. That is what I call spirit. And just back on board with some more images. You can see about 4 or 5 boats now coming up, and yeah, the girls changed it out again, so they really had a good routine going here with the cards. And anybody who's watching this and would like to participate as a card checkpoint boat, not just here at the Tampa Run, but really on any run for that matter, we typically look for a larger cruiser or sport fish boat. 60 to 80 foot always works great. So getting our card here now on the Flight 1130. Of course, we're not able to play the poker run, but we are in for the photo op, and that's exactly what we did. So thanks one more time to Steve Turner and his crew on Team Why Not, and let's give the ceremonious flyby in the Flight 1130 as we depart and head for the next checkpoint. And fast forward to the next checkpoint, so it's going to be card checkpoint number 3 as Team Deep Impact rolling up for their card. Not too far away from Egmont Key, maybe about a 15 or 20 minute ride here at Indian Key. And once again, a very protected area here up near the island, and a great place to do a card checkpoint. We've used it before with other boats. Special thanks to this team on a 72-foot Princess motor yacht that came to join us. This is Jimmy Morton and his crew on Invictus 4. 72-foot Princess, beautiful boat, and look at the conditions today. Once again, he's got himself a nice crew assembled to do the card handoff. And that big swim platform on the Princess yacht makes it easier for that lovely lady to reach out with the card pull and hand off the poker cards. Nice calm waters today, so this is the ideal situation on any poker run. The more of these boats we can get for the events, the better. I would do more. Like we have, I think, 3 or 4 on this event, but I would even do more checkpoints with yachts and just increase the number of cards that everyone gets for their poker hand. It makes for a fun day on the water for sure. And moving right along with our poker card checkpoints, this time we are in the Vinoy Basin, and this is another exciting checkpoint, and they have got a 3-boat party going already. The boat on the right belongs to Bill Waters. He arranged everything for us with this 60-foot BAIA, and wait till you get a closer look, because he really stepped up to the plate by setting up this party. And what a perfect location too. The Vinoy Basin, beautiful area, very protected, of course. The place that we started this event 13 years ago, everybody loves the Vinoy. Well, of course, we outgrew it, and because the marina was too small, and we really just wanted to grow this event by moving it to downtown Tampa. We had access to a lot more docking and a lot more hotel space, and of course, entertainment at night. But we still love the Vinoy. We love downtown St. Pete, and everybody is just idling their way in here to do the rendezvous for poker card number 4, and it's going to be just a touch and go the same way we did the others. But let's take a closer look now as we see this raft-up party shaping up nicely. I know that that's Bill's 60-foot BAIA, which, by the way, is a very, very cool boat, a very rare boat built in Italy. But alongside, I think that might be, oh, I don't know what that is in the middle of that center console. Then off to the left, I think that's a Nortec on the left side. Back over here, the helicopter circles. This is the completed St. Pete Pier with this beautiful structure that was designed by an award-winning architect whose name I can't think of right now, but I did go out there and check it out one day, and it is fantastic. But the real attraction to us as powerboaters is the addition of Dock Ford's restaurant, which has plenty of docking. It's all controlled by the city of St. Pete, and we went there on the Friday for the lunch run, so many of you got a chance to check it out. And it's in our previous episode number 1 with feature coverage of this Tampa Bay Poker Run. There's a nice shot now of Vinoy Basin, and of course the Vinoy Park right here, where there is a big concert and kind of a, I don't know, a flea market or a festival going on. I don't know what it is, but there's always activities here at Vinoy Park. Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. This is why I love Bill Waters and the effort he put into this exchange today here on the poker card number 4 checkpoint. Really was outstanding with these lovely ladies in their tutus and their white cowboy hats. What a great theme, a matching red bikini tops. Everyone absolutely loved it. There was a lot of energy, and Bill even went out of his way to make sure that there was a GoPro rolling the whole time so that they were able to capture all this fun. So thanks to Bill Waters and his crew, this is a great card segment. You're going to enjoy it. And we will change our screen format for this segment because we do not want the graphics to cover up these lovely ladies. We're going to put them up top so we can introduce our teams as they come through one by one. That was Mike Boyle with his 39 MTI, and here comes George Ariano in his 39 MTI. The only difference is this one is a full race setup. And as I said earlier in the show, George is using this event for a shakedown on his 39 MTI. By the end of the month, it's off to Marathon for the first race of the season. And the girls are dancing it up right now as we now see Tommy Friend come up in his 39 MTI. Tell me what you think, guys. Am I right or wrong? Is this one of the nicest looking 39s here? It's definitely a contender for best paint and graphics. And I gotta ask, coincidence? I don't know. The Bill Waters girls with their tutus, and now Aaron Swafford pulls up on his 38-foot fountain, and yes, indeed, they have tutus on as well. I'm guessing somebody got together and coordinated this. Great planning, guys. And let's say hi once again to one of our local teams, Rob Boucher and Team DIVEOCEAN. This is a 36-foot FRONTRUNNER, 2023 model. He used to have a FRONTRUNNER 39 with Quad Mercury Racing 450s. He sold that boat, but he loved the FRONTRUNNER, so he's got himself another one, and he says he loves attending these poker runs. They always have a great time. And it looks like it's another Midnight Express. Yes, indeed. David and Jenny Landsman from Maryland and Team Game Changer. It's a 5-engine Midnight Express 43 Solstice. Got a big crew on board today, Jenny and all her girls. And this team is always ready to have fun. Looks like this is the last time we're going to see Game Changer, though. I think David has her sold, but Don't count him out on leaving the Midnight Express family. Every time he sells one, he's got an order for a new one. I'm guessing we're going to see a new boat in Key West. Well, David Landsman is a car guy, and that's probably why he changes his boats often as he does, and so is Zach Polsky. He's in the truck business in New Jersey, and he does like changing his boats a lot too. The next time we saw him, this Midnight Express was traded in for a different boat. It was a 50-foot MTI. Maybe we're going to see that one in Key West. This 43-foot Midnight Express Solstice has done a good tour with the club. I just wonder who the lucky owners are going to be that get this beautiful 43 model. And it looks like the lovely Shelby Mattingly up on the bow, getting ready to take her card in for their team. And of course, it's another 43-foot Midnight Express, and it's team another one. And congratulations to Shelby for joining the Speed on the Water sales team very recently. And that was great timing because Matt and Jason could use a little help. Well, I would say this is a perfect matchup. The girls on Bill Waters' BAIA along with the girls on Team Midnight Express with their ringleader, none other than Hagen Glazer, a.k.a. the Energizer Bunny. Always looking fine, matching bikinis with that blue interior, and always a great-looking crew, and often winning the Sexiest Crew Award, which I think they're also going to win tonight. And it's one more time now in this Nortec 390 Sport. Kurt Watkins and his first mate Regina. This one's powered by Mercury Racing 450Rs, and I'm guessing this is Kurt's third Nortec. He went from a 390 into a 450 Sport. The boat was too big for his dock because he didn't have room for his yacht, so he went back to a 390, which he's loving. And we're welcoming Ryan Foster now. He's one of our local teams in Team Try It Now. He traveled all the way from California just to be here for the event. It's his fourth Tampa Poker Run with the same 2018 Nortec 390 Sport. And it's another blue Nortec, this time Jack and Jennifer Couto team trimmed out their first FPC event. They said they really appreciated the great organization and the attention to detail, and I'm sure right about now they're really appreciating Bill and Elisa Waters with this great Poker Run checkpoint. And they've got a VIP on board. They have Jeff Tomlinson from the Nortec factory riding along. And rumbling up to the dock with his big Mercury Racing 700s on Stage 3 Whipples, Frank Schielen from Germany with this Nortec 3600 Supercat, a regular here on this event. And he's got his own Energizer Bunny picking up the card there on the deck and doing a little dance. And changing it up by coming from the opposite direction, Jeff Schellenberger, Team Patience. He's riding along with his first mate Paul Miller on this 2008 38 DONZI ZSF model. It's a center console with triple 400Rs. It was his first time, and he said he wanted to mention that if it wasn't for the team at Shelley Truck Driving School, none of this would be possible. And we're sorry that we missed your company logo, Jeff, but next time for sure. So let's just let the GoPro roll. Enjoy this segment as we continue card number 4, hosted by Bill and Alyssa Waters on the 60 BAIA. And it looks like we're wrapping up this segment of card number 4 here at Vinoy Basin. Once again, thanks to Bill and Alyssa Waters on the 60 BAIA for setting up this party and coming out to support the Tampa Bay Poker Run. We hope you guys do it every year going forward. Well, the haze finally burnt off, so we got the helicopter up in the air. A little too late because we missed most of the bay water running. Here we are already at card number 4 and heading towards a lunch stop. So we're going to miss out on that opportunity for the morning, but that's the way we fly. You know, they grounded the R-44 due to the haze, and they call it low ceiling. But we do have the helicopter booked for the afternoon as the teams now are starting to rally into card number 5, which is over here near Hula Bay. And that is also going to be one of our lunch stops at Hula Bay. So the boats are just going to pick up a card. There, we've got another floating checkpoint. This time it's a classic 28 Bertram, or 30 Bertram, I believe, and a 30 Contender, which is our safety boat for the event. Special thanks to Sean McClash and Andy Gast for helping us out to get this duo of boats, one being the card boat, the other being the safety boat. But they came out here to support the event as they do every year, representing Tampa Bay Yacht Management. And the pink bikinis, well, of course, those are our FPC girls. Maddie and Kitty are handing the cards off here as Chris Lamort pulls up in his skater to get his lucky card. Remember, now we're on number 5, and after each team receives card number 5, they have the option of going into Hula Bay for lunch. But we, of course, have another lunch stop. It's further up in the Bay waters at Whiskey Joe's, probably another 10 or 15 minute ride up into the bay. And so we're going to split the group up. Remember, we have just over 60 registered teams. We're going to put about 30 teams or 30 boats at each of the 2 checkpoints where we have a great lunch planned. And here's a nice wide shot that establishes basically where we are. There's the checkpoint, and then there's Hula Bay and Tampa Harbor Yacht Club. I'm pretty sure that's still the name, but with all these marina conglomerates taking over the entire world, the names are changing right, left, and center. But the important thing is Hula Bay is still there, and it's a great lunch stop. Bill Robbins in his Cigarette 39 GTS. I think this is the only time the helicopter got him, but came all the way from Texas to join us. That boat stays in Sarasota year-round. Okay, we're going to jump ahead now after the lunch stop when we got the helicopter back up in the air, giving you some aerial highlights before we close off this episode with Ryan Foster, Nortec 390 Sport, 2018 model Triple Mercury 350 Verados. He's a local guy, lives right here across the bay. It's his 4th year in a row attending the Tampa Bay Poker Run. And welcome back to Brandon Mayer, another 4-timer here on the Tampa Bay Run. And he almost always comes in on his own bottom from Fort Myers, a marina called Sweetwater Landing, which he owns and operates. That's also the name of the boat. But it was a little bumpy this year, so he trailered the boat up, and he said he happened to like the boat ramp facilities over at Davis Island. So maybe he's going to get soft and start trailering up. I don't know, Brandon. Nah, he's got a 40 Carbon Mystic. He's going to run next time. But welcome back to Brandon Mayer. Good to have you back. Robert McAtee's all the way from Oklahoma, and he's got a new play toy with this Statement 36 Cat, trying to get that Rooster Tail Award, trimming out those Mercury Racing 450Rs to put on a nice show. He's normally a V-bottom guy, runs a lot of center consoles, but decided to play with this cat and says he's absolutely loving it. Of course, Statement, one of our sponsors here at the event. One more time with Brad Hancock from Georgia and Fort Lauderdale, 43 Midnight Express 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs, Captain Pete Waller at the helm. And this is a regular team attending this Tampa Bay Run for the last several years, but in the past it was in his Nortec 477 or his 50-foot Hustler, but he seems to be loving this 43 Midnight Express. And again, another 43 Midnight Express, this one with Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs, Tony and Jessica Gilo one more time in Team NINO. They are from the local area, Dunedin, so they came over on their own bottom, joined by their Tennessee friends, the Johnsons, and this is their 3rd time attending the Tampa Bay Poker Run. They say they keep coming back because it's a blast. And we'll finish this segment off with some horsepower in paradise, thanks to George Ariano's 39-foot Outer Limits. Well, I don't know about you guys, but we're having so much fun here in the studio that this episode went way over time, now hitting over 40 minutes in length, but I know you guys didn't notice it either. But the good news is we're going to sign off now and be right back to you with episode 3 and the final coverage of this Tampa Bay Poker Run 2023 edition, with over 60 teams registered and a lot of fun here on the Tampa Bay waters with members of the Florida Powerboat Club. It's just right around the corner, guys. You can't afford to miss another show, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you'll get an update every time our next episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming Poker Run events in 2021, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones, along with our producer Ryan McCoy, in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.